Greetings, brethren. It is I, the Donkey, and welcome to Donkey vs. Beer, where I tackle a new beer every day. But it's different, you see. Anyway, today we are going to, and I'm very gently going to lift up the bottle, we are going to try Cooper's Sparkling Ale. This is a beer from Australia, and I am gently lifting it up because there's no way you're going to be able to see this on camera, but there's a whole bunch of crap floating around on the bottom. I was storing it lying down, and that was a terrible idea. This is definitely one of those kinds of ales that you need to store standing up so that the crap can settle on the bottom. I had to place it upside like this in the fridge now for a little bit, just so it could settle, because See, the thing is, I understand this is it's a bottle fermentation, so there's some sediment, totally expected. There's plenty of German beers that are bottle fermented that have sediment in the bottom, but this is different. I'm used to the kind of yeasty sediment that is just, it's just a creamy consistency, and if you shake the bottle or, gently sort of swirl it, which is usually what you do with a Weissbier, then it kind of just sort of dissolves into it and it just becomes cloudy. It's just, one sort of smooth cloudiness. In this, it's actual bits floating around, like actual little granules. And I tried just mixing it without opening the bottle, and that's not happening. It's bits. And I do not want bits in my beer. I don't know if they're going to be gritty or not, but I don't want to risk that because that would ruin the beer for me. So also, I don't know why you Australians do this, but this beer comes in a 375 milliliter bottle. Why? I mean, that's not a half pint. That's not going to fit in my half pint glasses. I have actual half pint glasses, and this is too much for them. So we're just going to have to go with a proper pint glass, and it just won't be entirely full. And we'll just have to deal with that. And I'm going to have to be very, very gentle. See, I already disturbed some of the sediment, so I'm going to have to very, very gently pour this. Because I want to try to avoid as much of the sediment as I can. Okay, this has a very nice sort of honey color to it. I was told this beer has a nice crown, but I'm not going to pour it quickly to get a crown. Are you insane? Because then I would get all this shit at the bottom. It's really nasty. So much of it, too. I really want to be careful not to get it. Because I imagine it won't taste very nice. Or maybe it does, but I don't know. I don't want to risk it making the beer terrible. Because well, the rest is going to have to settle for a while. And we're just going to have to go with what we have. So, color-wise, this definitely reminds me a lot of a Hefeweizen, so like a yeasty wheat beer. It's pretty good. Again, I'm sure it would have more of a head if I went for that, but it's just, I would really love to show you this stuff, but there's no way you're going to see it, but there's so much of it. Alright, so cheers, let's have a go. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, there's so much going on there. Huh, I'm really surprised by that. Because I did not expect this to be... see? And there's the big difference. This is why this tastes really nice, and a lot of other ales or sort of more ale-y types of beers are not usually to my taste. This doesn't have any added sugar. Excellent, very good. It's also 5.8%, which I really do not taste very much. Okay, what I can definitely say is very much a beer to be savored. This is not a drinking beer, at least not for me, because there aren't very strong bitter notes, but there is that sort of, that building bitterness. So if you were to chug this, you would get that really sort of acrid taste. And I think it would ruin it because there's so much going on there in terms of flavor, and it's just really nice. I would not want to ruin that by, you know, just downing it and getting just, you know, all the acrid aftertaste. Okay, I think I can squeeze some more out of this bottle now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave the rest in the. Yeah. All right, the rest is now just garbage. All right, so I got some of the floaters now. But I think that's okay. I guess we'll see if that affects the taste. I don't know. I don't know if that's visible on camera. I don't think it is. My webcam just is not good enough for that. But there's a bunch of floating stuff in it now. So let's see. Yeah, I think I was right to avoid that. Now that I have some in it, it has lost a little bit of an edge, I would say. Because there's now a very, very strong yeastiness coming in, which is to be expected. You know, it's yeast at the bottom. But I feel like because it's not that sort of creamy yeast that you get in a wheat beer, it just is a little bit too much and kind of takes away from the experience for me. Because I really do think without that, you know, gently poured, leaving that bottom sediment stuff in there, this was actually a really, really nice beer, and definitely one I would pick up again. It's very good. What would I give this? It's so hard to say because I mean you definitely have to be careful about the gunk. It doesn't ruin it. I did still keep most of the crap in the bottle, so I am still having a good experience with this. But it's just, I think it's just an added note to something to be careful of with this beer, in my opinion. Just, you know, avoid the gunk. Yeah, so flavor-wise, there's so much going on. It's almost really difficult to really sort of pin it down. It is not very bitter, except, you know, you have that sort of back end bitterness building up if you drink too much of it or too quickly. But beyond that, that bitterness almost disappears very quickly, and it's very malty, but not unpleasantly so. So there's a little tiny hint of a sort of underlying breadiness to it, but it's not overpowering. It's not annoying. And the most important thing is it really has all those sort of very familiar flavors that you get from an ale, but it lacks any of the annoying sweetness that ales often have. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. I don't think I've had a beer quite like this before, which is always super exciting to me, because even when I have a brown ales or stouts, there is other stuff that it reminds me of, or you know, it tastes like something else, but this is it's kind of unique, and I find that really, really intriguing, because usually when you get something that's a pale ale, it's always kind of overly hoppy and just kind of, I don't know, it's just, I find those beers oftentimes very annoying. No, this is really good. It's very difficult to rate this one. I am going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's really, really good. And it's definitely, as I said, it's a beer I would definitely get again. And that is because I'm very much, at this point in my beer drinking career, I'm very much cult of the new. I like to try new things. And so I only re-buy beers that I really like. And so yeah, it makes it into that category, and it would probably be my beer of choice if I was ever in Australia, because yeah, I mean, unless there's more good beers in Australia, which is obviously possible, but this would definitely be one that if I saw it on the menu, I would get it because I know what I'm getting and it's good. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for Cooper's Sparkling Ale, which I'm quite impressed. I did not know what to expect from Australian beers. I was expecting them to be a lot more similar to English beers, which, if this is anything to go by, they're not. And that's a good thing, because a lot of English beers are sort of middle of the road. But we'll get to that when we try some English beers. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and please join me again on another day for another beer. Take care.